Here's a quote from the Activations with JJ podcast from February 11th, 2025, entitled, "Has Humanity Chosen a Master Timeline?" Here's the quote. Prophecy / predictions, declarations, intentions is the mold, structure into which our timeline is poured. Let's unpack this. For those not familiar with the work of JJ, or even the concept of timelines outside of Marvel movies, within the 3D / 4D framework of reality, time, space continuum, exist what are called timelines. These timelines can represent other soul incarnations, other soul aspects of you, where your persona / identity is different than you are now in this timeline. And these timelines can represent fractals or splits from our timelines here, connected to your current life and identity. Meaning that at pivotal points in your journey where you made major life decisions, the timeline split at that point, with your main personality progressing through the timeline that you are currently a part of. And another version of you began at that moment in time progressing through their own timeline in a different trajectory. It doesn't matter if you believe in this or not, or are like, what the heck? Stay with me here, because what I'm going to say is still relevant, regardless of what you believe about this concept. Humanity is currently choosing a master timeline to play out through this new age. Some call it a new golden age. The Sophia Code calls it the golden age of miracles. Right now, live Memorex in 2025, we are choosing our highest timeline en masse. All other timelines are collapsing into the one we are choosing now. With all of those gifts, lessons, wisdoms, and experiences converging into your present reality. There has never been a more auspicious time than what we are in right now. If quantum physics and quantum entanglement and most Eastern cosmologies are accurate, and I believe they are, then all of life is entangled together, which means our individual and collective consciousness, which is called the quantum field, which also includes what we call God or Source, is all connected, which means we are co-creating our new reality right now. Let that sink in. If you've studied consciousness at all, you will discover that our mind, logic, was created to be a closed-loop system of self-validation. Meaning, what you believe to be true, you manifest the evidence for, because you are looking for it. This is called the observer effect in quantum physics. It's related to the structure and the behavior of atoms. Within the atom is mostly empty space, which are the electrons. And this is technically consciousness. It is a formless frequency with signals of instruction that affect how the protons and neutrons, which is the form within the atom, coalesce or express themselves. We actively, whether we are conscious of this or not, are a part of voting for the trajectory of humanity through the conscious or unconscious use of our beliefs, expectations, thoughts, prophecies, predictions, and intentions. Do you understand the significance of this, the weight of this power and responsibility as it is playing out right now? If you believe that humanity is cursed or damned and is headed on a path of self-destruction, you are a quote-unquote God, little g, that is helping to create that timeline. That's your vote. If you believe your elected officials have power over you and are controlling your life's experience, that's what you're reinforcing in the quantum field. Your free will power to cast your vote doesn't care about your religious beliefs or non-religious beliefs. The idea that Jesus or Buddha or anyone else is in charge of the trajectory of humanity or your life is absolutely false. And it is an abdication of your own creative responsibility. Again, your belief is not required to participate in seeding a collective intention that steers humanity toward a heaven on earth scenario versus hell on earth, which frankly we're already in. You're simply being invited to become aware of your vote and change it if you're not satisfied with that choice. In the spirit of this awareness, I would like to spell out, parentheses, magic, my vote for this trajectory that we're on. I vote for a world where all religions, ideologies, philosophies, and beliefs coexist in harmony through love, respect, and honor, while accepting various truths held in tension or paradox through unity consciousness. I vote for a humanity that prioritizes the next generation as its highest value, where our money, resources, efforts, creations, educational systems, structures, and business objectives reflect this value completely. I vote for a system of governance based on individual sovereignty and equality, free from the influence of money or greed, whose servants represent our highest values and our greatest collective good, where people are largely self-governing, and power and responsibility is shared synergistically rather than hierarchically. I vote for divine will and cosmic justice to have its way, and for transparency, authenticity, and accountability to manifest timely, to retrain humanity in our individual and collective integrity as a species. I vote for a financial system and a tax system that is fair, equitable, and empowering for all peoples. One that allows those who have the most to be the most generous in their contributions to society, either through taxation and or philanthropy, and a system that lifts up and supports the most impoverished and disenfranchised among us. I vote for either a flat tax or an equitable percentage ratio of taxation, and access to financing that is free of predation and slavery. I vote for the full disclosure of all current and ongoing wrongdoings and ill intent by all governments, corporations, businesses, systems, and individuals, for reasonable restitutions, the elimination of all red tape, preventing the progress of prosperity, for restorative justice, and to level the playing field in every sector of society, valuing integrity as the highest currency exchange. I vote for the immediate exposure, revelation, and subsequent dismantling of the global human child sex trafficking system, the seizing and reallocation of resources from oppressors to victims, and prison sentences that reflect the heinousness of these crimes, with said resources going to the victims themselves and to the cutting-edge healing services and modalities needed to bring these people back to a state of abundant life. Lastly, I vote for the self-awareness of our humanity's connection to Source and our own God power to dawn within the hearts and minds of a large enough percentage of people as to irrevocably, positively impact the trajectory of our unfolding human timeline for the good of all. And so it is. What are you voting for?